All right, so we are on day two of our social media etiquette. Yesterday we talked about sub posting, sub tweeting, sub snapping, whatever you want to call it, and talked about how that's a social media no no. Today, and by the way, I've been asking random people what their pet peeves about social media are, what they think, people that I would respect, that you would respect, what they think the biggest things that people should avoid in social media. There's all kinds of articles online about what you should avoid doing, but I was kind of trying to get it from people that we would respect mutually and know. So one of the ones we're going to deal with, and we're going to deal with it today, is the idea of sharing inappropriate things. Now I know automatically your mind goes to like, well, I would never, but this deals a lot with Facebook, but also with some other things we're going to talk about in a second. But sharing like what somebody else has posted is not a bad thing. And sometimes they have a funny, like, meme or something like that that goes with it that we just are like, oh, that's hilarious, and click share without reading what the name of the website is or the name of the profile is or the caption underneath of it before the meme. We just think the meme's funny, so we share it, not realizing that there's inappropriate comments on there that gets shared onto your feed. That I've done that at times where I'm like, oh, that's hilarious, so I share it and it's got a curse word in the caption above it. So the idea of sharing inappropriate things, that we kind of need to have a little bit more of a handle on before we were to share it. That all just starts with us just taking a little bit of extra time to make sure we know what we're sharing before we actually share it. The same thing goes whenever you're sharing something that someone hasn't allowed you to share. So, like on Instagram, you're screenshotting the picture and then cropping it out and then using it as your own, or on Facebook, you're using it as your own. Those are inappropriate things to do because it's not your own, right? Like, I mean, on if you're taking a picture off of Google Images and putting it on there or something like that, that's somewhat different because you're going on there. At least it's going to link it back to there. But trying to take someone else's hand taken photo and crop it and use their caption and everything else like that is inappropriate. But then also, one of the biggest things, because again, remember, this isn't just biblical and following the Bible, this is also just practical. Um, Sharing inappropriate things can happen when you're tweeting, posting, sharing things about work or about people that are on that can see your stuff, right? Like, I hate being at work while you're at work. Your boss is like, well, they're not getting a raise, right? I mean, like, it's never good to be posting about how you hate your job while you're at your job, not even while you're at your job at all, because that person's going to know you hate your job and you're going to be the first one to go. So that's an inappropriate thing that we don't want to share. You don't want to put yourself in that predicament where people are seeing that you don't like something. And here's what I always get. People always just say, well, then they shouldn't be friends with me. Right. Well, why did you accept their friendship then? If you don't want them to see the things that you share, then go through your friends list and purge out the people that you don't want to see what you're going to share. All right. I mean, why get angry when people are like, hey, you had a cuss word on your profile when you're like, well, I don't really care. Okay, well then we're not gonna be friends on Facebook because I don't really feel like looking at curse words. All right. So practice some social media etiquette and try and refrain from sharing or using inappropriate things. I know sometimes it happens by accident, but try and refrain from using those things. The teen of the day today is Jada. Make sure you pray for her with her schoolwork and things that she's got going on, that she would have a good day today and a great week this week as we look forward to Christmas break. Have a good day.